Hey guys, welcome to the Sias to Plessis show. Big shout out to everyone that has liked and subscribed. We really appreciate that. And of course, to our partners at Betway. Check out betway.co.za, proud sponsors of the Springboks. So check out betway.co.za for more. Now, my guest today, well, she's royalty. She is athletics royalty, the golden girl of South African athletics. And her CV is so long that it doesn't even fit on one page. And if we had to talk more about it, we wouldn't have time for the podcast. She is the boss. She is Caster Semenya.
Yeah, of course. I own me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How is life at the moment? Because I've seen you when you were grumpy and unhappy and under pressure. And I've seen you when you were smiling from ear to ear, grinning with a medal around your neck. Today, I've seen you and you're in such a good place.
No, you're correct. I think I'm in a great space. I'm in I'll say the best time of my life. So yeah, I'm happy. Life has been a journey, but we make most out of it. We let those that sometimes distract you, we eliminate, and then we keep the great memories in, and we build for the future. So I'll say I'm in a great space. I'm in a great space of life.
Now, your two little ones at home,
Yes.
they're keeping you busy at the moment.
Of course. When you get home, it's like, babu. From the garage, when they hear the sound of a car, boom, the engine switch off, and then I'll be like, they're at the door. So, but the thing is, it's one of those, beautiful and priceless, moments that I think an individual can have. Because, you brought these little ones in this world. The best that you can do is just to give them a great life and make sure that you're always there for them, you're present when they need you. So I think the most, component of parenting is to just make time for your kids. Yeah.
How has motherhood changed you?
I'll say motherhood didn't really change. It just upgraded me into, I think, a better human. Start understanding, the principle of life, understanding how to appreciate people, how to accept them, how to love them and support them. I think it's one thing that I'll say has upgraded in my life, because all the time now it's no longer about me. It's about, the future of my kids. It's about making sure that they get the necessary love and support that they can get. Man, I want to give them the best life that I never had. So I'll say it's just an upgrade from being an athlete, just to be a mentor to my kids, mother my kids, and make sure that they're always happy. They're always, filled with love and smile every day.
And you got two athletes in that house, plus the two little ones. Surely they're destined to be runners, to be athletes.
I'll be lying if I say they're destined to be runners. Of course, they'll want to be like me and Violet one day, but what I've realized is that probably we will see more swimmers in the house than being runners. If they run, of course, it will be their choice, but I think they love more swimming, and I'll introduce them more into tennis. I think it's one sport that I want to experiment a little bit. Golf is still loading in me, but swimming, I'll say. Yes.
And the golf, tell me a bit more.
Yes,
Are you getting time to play these days? Or?
No, not really. I'll have to get myself, into play, because I don't want to look like an idiot on the golf day. I want to be able to swing. I can chip good.
Sure.
My putting is good, but my drive, I still have to work on that, because I did study golf, university. I studied, hockey and tennis, interestingly. So, but. Yeah, I want to play more golf and see what I can do, in that, in that course.
If your career is anything to go by, the bar you've set so high, golf, you'll be scratch any day. I'm telling you, within a few months you'll be scratch, because that's the standards you chase.
I'm more competitive. I'll need put pressure on myself playing golf, because I know golf, you need to feel it within. You understand? It has to come within, and I know that. You don't have to fight. You just have to, enjoy it. So for me, I wouldn't go there expecting to be, like the tiger in the woods, be like Rory's and all those guys. No. I'll just go there just to have fun, because I know before I could even hit a ball, I had to miss it, I think, 10 times.
Okay.
So I know what I'm getting into in terms of golf, but nah, I'm fine. I'll just go as it goes, Yeah.
I'm terrible, so, happy to play with you.
Definitely,
you'll be
I'll
better
whip
than me
you.
in no
I
time.
know. I'll make you run for your life.
Custer, congratulations.
Thank you.
The book is, wow, The Race to Be Myself. I don't even know where to start, because I was telling Ray, my executive producer, there's a lot to unpack here. But
of course,
in reading it, I feel like I know you now.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because for so many years, for over a decade, even longer, I've been following your career, and we've always been on the periphery, from African Championships in Durban to the Liquid Telecom Series to coming back from African Champs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is so raw. It's painful. It brings a lot of joy.
Of course.
And the pictures are awesome. There's some fashion. There's some proper fashion.
Yeah.
You have to get the book to see those photos. There's some incredible photos. But take me to where it all started. How did this come about? This was like, I want to tell my story, not someone else.
I think this comes with the masterclass, if I may say. Maturity at its best, because at the end of the day, as human, we go through a lot. There are moments where we are happy. There are moments where we are unhappy. And for me, I think it was a time where I said, you know what? They've been telling the story. So I think it's about time that I tell the story, because I'm ready. I'm ready emotionally. I'm ready physically. Psychologically, I'm just good. I'm just in a good space to tell the story that how it's supposed to be told. And the story behind this book is just all about self-love, man, self-acceptance, appreciating yourself, respecting yourself. But most important thing is that having the best relationship with yourself. Because if you don't understand yourself, you tend to get lost. You tend to make, wrong decision making. But for me, I think I've learned from my mistakes. I learned from my choices. Some I'm not proud of, but the entire book make me proud, So that's what I'm saying. That's why we had to title it "A Race to Be Myself," because it's about, self-actualization. And for me, being able to understand myself in a, high level like that, being able to know my journey, my purpose, the direction I'm going to, what I want to achieve, where I want to see myself when I'm 70. That's the book. You understand? From childhood to teenage life to now motherhood. You understand? And sports, my career and everything. So if you don't get this book, you can never know who Custer is.
Absolutely. Out 31st August at all good places, and obviously the wonderful people at Jonathan Ball Publishers making it possible. But I mean, it's global. It's available globally, which is incredible. But I just want to touch on a point, getting to know yourself. And I think that's so important, because in this book, you speak of that journey of self-discovery.
Yes.
Because it's been almost 15 years since you've been thrust into the spotlight. There's this girl from Limpopo. I mean, the stories about hunting.
Yes.
Tabiso is another story altogether. That made me laugh.
Yeah, I think sometimes we need to show people that we human, we normal. You can be funny, you can be rude if people make you, that person. But obviously, the most important thing is that for me, sharing, my childhood with, my people, I think it's most important, because how I grew up, I grew up more in the bush, playing soccer. And then the Taviso part is the craziest one, because you realize that here I fumbled, you get there, they are my cousins. First time I went to my grandmother's place, May her soul rest in peace. She just passed on, just a week ago. And, I get there, meet my new cousins, be like, let's go to the bush. I go there and then we get to swimming. Then I was just in my zone, like, I'm comfortable here. Let me just go in. When I'm in the, in the dam, I'm with these boys, they're all naked. They're all them like, they must not ask me if I'm a girl or not, as they always ask. And they ask, what's your name? I say, I'm not going to give them my real name. I'm Tabiso. And yeah, then they juggle with me. We get along. We make friendship. Then come the first day of the school. This Tabiso now is wearing a girl stuff. What's going on? And they come to me, they're asking me, aren't you Tabiso? I said, no, that's my twin brother.
It had me in stitches. It was brilliant. But I think what's so amazing is your journey, where you came from in Limpopo to where you are today. You're a bastion of hope for so many people. When you walk around, do people like, hey, Casta, advice, this, or, like autograph, selfie? I mean, you're still such a rock star. You're such an inspirational person in this country and across the world.
Yeah, I think when you set a good example, to your homies, to people that you grow up with, people that look up to you, but then seeing you grow into the person you are, it amazes them how you still carry yourself, how you still stay humble, as if, nothing has happened. Yeah. You stay humble as if you're not a champion or anything, because at the end of the day, as a human, you have to understand that when you walk on that track, you're an athlete. When you win, you're a champion. Mm. But then off the track, you're just a human being like any other. So I think that's where, as people, we lose ourselves because we think you're championing off the track. Off the track, how you champion is how you inspire people, how you motivate them to be better. Instead of taking them down, you're thinking, no, I'm a big dog, I'm a big fish. No, you're not. You're just a human. Yeah. Just connect with them, at least make them understand, to say, look, guys, yes, it's a good life out there. It's good when you are well known, but you don't understand the pressure you get when you're up there. Because you're carrying a lot of people. You're carrying your South African people, not even only South Africans. You're carrying the whole world on your shoulders. So you don't want to disappoint your people. So for that, it comes with, that self-discovery, that self-love, when you appreciate yourself, and not forgetting that you're also coming from a rural area, that you're coming with those people. Mm-hmm. You can still sit and have a meal with those people. Yeah. You understand? So I think those are things that, carries people around, because also I'm so expensive, I'm selfish about myself. I make sure that I don't just go around, I want to have my own time. So I take time to feel myself. I take time to understand my emotions, how to kill them a little bit, even when I know there are criticisms out there. People judge me, people, question me, but what I do best is that I rock myself. Yeah. The best way for you to live a good life is to believe in yourself, believe in the person you are, and then the rest will follow. So that's what I do to make sure that whoever follow my story, they're inspired.
Definitely. And it's so clear in this book that it's the mental toughness you have from not even as just an athlete, from a young child. You didn't like to be told what to do.
Yeah, of course.
You respected the family and obviously your parents, but this was Custer's.
Yeah, of course. I think from young, like I said, that's why the book, like I said, I'll mention it again to say this is like the road to discover yourself, because from young, as long as I remember from age 5, I already knew what I want. I already knew what I like, what I'm about, who I want to be with, who I want to chill around with. And my parents will be like, Kes, don't come back late. I'll always come back late. Kes, you must do this before you do that. I'll always do the opposite. But I've been a good girl, all the time. But what I wanted to do was just to be that little girl that enjoy life, just go out there and have fun with other kids. And my parents allowed me to do that. My siblings allowed me to do that. And for them, instead of judging me, criticizing me, they build me. Yeah. They did build me, They build that pyramid to say, this pyramid will never fall, you understand? They made sure that they prepare me mentally, psychologically to say, they taught me how to love myself, how to appreciate myself. Because they say charity begins at home.
Absolutely.
So for my family to do that for me, man, I'll always cherish that for the rest of my life. I'm who I am today because of them. If it wasn't for them giving me that support, giving me that love, I don't think I could have existed.
That support, love, and strength, I'm sure put fire in your belly, because I imagine at times it was an incredibly lonely journey.
Yes.
Being out there, being subjected to what you were subjected to, and still having to perform because the eyes of the world were on you, not because of the athlete you were, for other reasons.
Yeah, of course. I think that comes with that, because when the world turned against me, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. It's me against me, you understand? I'm not going to be against the world. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go out there, portray myself, show up all the time. Mm. Despite of losing or winning, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up and show these people what I'm made of. And for that's when you start, gathering that courage. You get that positivity in you. Mm. And then you say, you know what? If this is a rock, I'll turn it to a banana. You understand? If if this is sour, I'll make it sweet. So you don't feel sorry for yourself. That's what I've done best. But also that part where you sideline yourself from that noise, where you pause, you silence everything, and figuring out how to maneuver, figuring out how to deal with media. And I've realized that media, for you to deal with it, just keep quiet. You let them talk. They talk. You do the work. And then they'll start talking good things about you. Because of then, if you're going to throw fire with fire, they throw fire at you, you put petrol, it's going to be a bomb.
Absolutely.
You understand? So for me, I think I learned how to deal with these, media stories. When they talk about me, I say, it's fine. Let them continue talking. They build me. At the end of the day, they build me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they talk about me. When they talk about you, that means you mean something. That means you're important. That means you matter the most. So make them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. Make them do the stories. I always tell people I make news. News don't make me.
Yeah.
You understand? So the minute you making life about this news, I'm going to be part of this, I'm going to be part of... No. Let it come. I always let it come, you understand? So that's why for me, it's easy for me to live life, because I love myself to a point where it don't matter if someone comes with negativity, if someone comes with criticism, someone try to violate or do anything. I'll just let you do that, and then I'll act later, because I don't react from this news.
It's like they say, sticks and stones, eh?
Yeah, of course. You're right. So you got to be a tough cookie if you want to survive in this world.
I think you're the toughest. Absolutely.
Call me Rock Sonic.
Absolutely. Speaking of hard things,
yes.
I didn't know you were such a fan of wrestling. The Rock.
Of course.
I mean, all these guys and action movies.
I loved wrestling. I loved to wrestle. I loved martial arts. I loved army. Army is in my blood. I love army with all my heart. I'm 100% sure if I wasn't an athlete, I could have been either in Navy or military.
Okay.
So I love that. Crazy about this, movies, where, it involves guns, it involves, rescues and all those things. It's me, because I like saving lives.
Exactly. Do you have a favorite movie? Actor?
I love The Sniper.
Okay.
The Sniper Legacy shooting. I love the series. But the most fascinating series about, crime is Money Heist and Prison Break. So yeah, the actress I love the most, I love Vin Diesel and I love Denzel.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is one of my favorites. I like Will Smith, as well as these funny guys, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy.
Bad Boys, I mean, come on.
Bad Boys, of course. And then when it comes to martial art, of course, you look at Jean-Claude Van Damme, you look at Dolph, you look at, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee's, you look at, Jet Li's, those are those Cynthia Rothrock's. You look at that. Those are the people that I looked up to, when I grew up. So
they inspired you.
Of course, they did inspire me to show you, look, man, if you want to be somebody in life, you got to fight for what's right for you and for what you believe in. And you must work hard. You must put time, dedication, that hard work you put in. But consistency, I think, is the most important thing. But then that's when we differentiate between a motivation and discipline.
Yeah.
For me, yes, I'm motivated enough, but I was very disciplined athlete.
Yeah. We've seen you running around on the grass track at Tux.
Yes.
By yourself at times. I mean, there's been a lot that's happened. And I mean, I wish we had more time because there's so much to unpack. You're going to have to get the book because it's all in here. It's amazing.
Yes.
Tell me though, inside, talking to yourself, was running on the track, feeling your body, just going through your paces around the track, was that where you were safe or free or clear in your mind?
Yeah, I think running around the track, that's where you feel free. That's your freedom because you own it. You're the one who's doing it. You're the one who decides when to start, when to finish. You decide when to pick up the pace. So I think that's my healing process, being on the track, being able to do what I did, being able to run, those, fast times, being able to be consistent for like over 4 years, unbeaten, going over almost about 40 races, unbeaten.
It's amazing.
It's a crazy feeling for an individual to can ever imagine that. Because when I look at, those Mayweathers, I started understanding the importance of discipline, the importance of, maintenance, the importance of, consistency, and also, but maybe doing things that other people don't do because you need to experiment yourself, making sure that everything that you do makes you the best. Of course, it's one of those, days where I'll say it was a healing process. Even still today, when I go run, I feel free. I own the space.
Yeah.
It's just me against me, me against the clock. That's all. So, and then you feel good and then you become the person that you are. That's why we translated this life into this book.
Yeah.
So we can teach people. It's all about teaching people how to accept, how to appreciate, but also making you learn yourself better because it's all about learning, you understand? So if you can't understand yourself better, it becomes a problem because you start worrying when you walk out of your house, say, today I'm wearing like this. People are going to say this and that. That should not matter.
Yeah.
What matters the most should be, am I happy? Are you happy within? Does everything that you do make you happy? I think those are the things that we emphasized more in the book. So each and every individual who wants to know more will just go get to the stores and get this book.
Has it been therapeutic in a way? Because, let's be honest, there's been trauma. It's been horrific at times what you've been through.
I think each day has been therapy to me because if you see what we have written in this book, it's highly impossible for a human to adjust or be able to remember that. Yes, it was therapeutic. It was great because then now when you look at things that I had to endure, things that I had to, give up, things that I had to sacrifice to be where I am today. Yeah, I will say the book itself has been a therapy, but I think I was able also to heal myself because I could speak to myself, and say, what, I guess this doesn't make sense. Why are you even thinking about this? You understand? So I think also as human, it's important to cancel ourselves, because whatever comes out of your mouth, you're going to hear it. Unlike me saying something to you and then expecting you to respond to me.
Yeah.
But if you say something on your own, you are the one who's going to respond yourself. Say, I hear you suck. I hear you are fumbling. Hear you talking nonsense. You understand? I think it's very important for us as humans sometimes just cancel ourselves and say, you know what, does it even make sense for me to do this? Then you get the right answers. Yeah.
I'm fascinated to know it, Custer. I mean, the Maasai Club is your new family.
Yes.
Extended family.
No.
The lessons that you've learned in your career, in your life, how are you applying that to the athletes you're coaching at the moment? Because you've got so much experience. You've been, Olympic gold medal, World Championship gold medal. Are you kidding? It's the apex, pinnacle.
I think it's about just transforming it, and then just sharing and giving them those lessons, because at the end of the day, it's very hard for someone to get where I am. You understand? It takes a lot of time. It takes courage. It takes discipline, sacrifices. And I always tell them, yes, I may give you these talks, I may give you that, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's your choice. Yes, you have all these resources here. I am trying by all means to show you what's right, what's wrong. But at the end of the day, it's about your choice. It's about the choices that you make. Yes, I may give lessons. When I leave, you do the opposite. So that means you can never get where you want to be. So at the end of the day, what we do when we teach, we make sure that these kids are all going to school, they're educated, and then we give them life lessons, principle of lives. And we give it the way it is. We just tell you, if you do this, of course, there are consequences. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a champion, you know that you're going to sacrifice a lot of time. You're going to spend time more on training than going to the clubs, going to this and that. But you sacrifice that. You're going to have fewer friends. You limit your cycle. You start being on your own a little bit. Be selfish about yourself. Those are the things that we teach, these kids on the track, off the track, about life. We give them life skills. We give them, financial literacy, how to save. But the most important thing that we nearly even missed out here is about investing in yourself.
Yeah.
If you can understand how to invest in yourself, it becomes easy to become whoever you want to be, because talent sometimes don't work without hard work.
Yeah.
You may be talented, you waste it, but someone who work hard every day, extra lessons, make sure that they do conditioning, how they're supposed to do. They can even be world champions.
Yeah.
And then you with talent, you be sitting there, watching them on TV. So those are the things that we always teach them, the consequences and all this, how to manage yourself, self-management and all those self-love is what I preach it every day. And some they listen, some they'll go out of the way, and then they come back, then they'll tell you they regret of doing that. But at the end of the day, it's about understanding yourself, what you want, where you want to see yourself in future.
How much is it about times? Because you've got amazing PBs.
Yeah.
And I imagine at time when you're on the starting line of the 800 or 15, whatever it may be, you're going, 1 lap, I need to be here.
Yes.
200, I need to be here.
Yeah.
And then you've got your famous kick.
Of course. I think that comes with mastering your moves. It's something that I've done every day. People may call it, I have advantage because of, I have high testosterone. That's nonsense. That's hard work. There are a lot of people who have high testosterone, but they can't hit the marks. You understand? That's what we're trying to say. For me, I think those times they come through with consistency, believing in the work that I did, because the programs that I designed, I had to stick to the plan. Yeah. There was never plan B when I'm running, regardless of what pain I'm in. Because I remember even 2016, in this book, there's a part where in 2016, I blocked my ankle. And no one knew that, I had that problem. I had to deal with it my way and make sure that I get back into that starting line. When I walked out of Monaco, there was nothing there.
Yeah.
I had 1 leg to run with. But
crazy.
You see, yes, I think it's all about sticking to your plans.
Yeah.
When people saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, stick to your plan. Because for me, my program that I dedicated there, I had to follow it throughout those years. That's why it was not easy for me to be beaten, you understand? Because I did not change anything. I had to master. We said, you practice it up until you can't get it wrong. Yeah. You do it up until you can't get it wrong. That's what I've done. When it comes to the splits, I was the master.
Yeah.
You understand? I believed in even splits. So when I'm in training, if I want 26 times 6 in 200s, I want them. If you're in front of me, you hit 27, it's -1. We don't count it.
Wow.
Because I'm not there to waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm there to master everything that I do. If 400s, I wanted 54s, I want 54 times 4. I'll get it. I'll make sure. You understand? So it's all about the hard work you put in.
Yeah.
The maintenance and consistency, but also not changing your principles. Because of sometimes we change because of we see next door what they're doing. You want to do like it, how they do it. No. I stick to the plan, and it worked. And those PBs, you'll start understanding why I hit PBs like that. It's because I always maintain my program.
Yeah.
I don't go up, I don't go down. I stick to the plan.
I love that. Do it so many times that you can't get it wrong.
Of course.
Do it wrong.
Yeah.
You've got so many medals.
Yeah.
You've been on the top step of the podium. Did the world record where was that in your mind?
To be honest, the world record was just on top of my feet. It was just on top of my pinky.
Because that PB is so...
Yeah, because you have to understand that for me to get where I am, I started understanding that, I need to run 6 times 155 if I want to break it. There I got there. When I ran that 154, I knew that if I can tip it 4 to 5 times, 6 times or 7 times, I'm on 153. Yeah. So there's no doubt about it. The world record was there. I was not in rush for it. And I always tell people that if I got a chance, I could have done it. But we don't work with what ifs here. Exactly. We work with the reality. So the reality will say, if it was meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'll say I was not meant to break the world record. I was just meant to change the game. If you go to the stats of 800-meter women, I'm number 1.
Absolutely.
So I'm the greatest of our generation.
Without a doubt.
No doubt about it. But I don't really care about the world record because I've done my job.
Sure.
You look at my times, I've ran like 18 times under 156. Who has ever done that? No one has ever done that. Only me. You understand? So that tells you that it's not about world record. At the end of the day, even if I break world record, I break it once, it pays me once. I win 40 times, I get paid 40 times. You understand? Yeah. So world record sometimes is a one-time thing. It's about who gets lucky to break it.
I got you.
I think world record comes with luck because you only go 1 time. If you go 2 times, 3 times, you got to be special.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Speaking of which, that for me, if I look at 2-time Olympic champion, 3-time world champion, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
When you lined up in 2009, before everything changed for you, would you have believed someone if they had told you, Custer, you're going to win this, you're going to win this, you're going to win this, you win this?
I knew what I was about. Okay. I knew my destiny. I knew first time I walked on the track, when I won those Commonwealth Youth Games, I knew I was about great things. I was about winning. So even me going to the World Champs, I knew I was going to win. I wasn't going there to lose. Yes, I was an underdog, inexperienced, telling me she's still young, she's never ran against the seniors. It was never about that. It's about doing what I did in training. If you came, watch me training, you'll understand this is crazy.
Yeah.
You understand? And I knew that if I get a chance to run time and again, of course I'll win.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that comes in my mind is just to cross that line.
Yeah.
I don't care which position, but I know that what I can do, it's special.
Yeah.
You know, those kicks that I practice in training, you know, they tell me that the splits that I hit and repeat, because I remember one session I did 600s, I think times 6. I tell the guys I want only 130 pace. You get what I'm saying? You got to be crazy to be the best. You understand? And I managed to do that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted 30, 30, 30, 30. If I knew that if I can do 30, 30, 30 per, 200
Yeah.
times 6,
Unstoppable.
no one can stop me.
No ways.
It's about hard work.
Yeah.
It's about you go into the field, making sure that you perform. It's easy for you to run.
Yeah.
And then come the authorities telling you, you have advantage. No, you get advantage from your training, not from anything.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
July this year was huge for you.
Of course.
I mean, in the European Court of Human Rights, considering what you've been, the fight at CAS, the fight at the Swiss court, the fight against Sebastian Coe, that's a swear word around your house, right?
No,
Not too
I
bad.
don't know. What's that? I don't even know what is that.
But the moment in July you heard the ruling, that must have been a huge feeling of relief, or the fight had just started again.
Yes, of course, it was a relief. It's a win for life, because if people can consider your human rights, I think that's the most important thing. That's a beautiful thing that you can have, and other things don't really matter. But just for once in a lifetime, there are people who have brains, who are using their brains to think. You understand? They don't use the authority. They don't use their power to decide. They use their brain. They use their common sense and start respecting someone's rights first. I think that's the best thing that you can have as a human being. But then other battles, we know it will always be ongoing.
Yeah.
But the question that we always raise is that, why regulate women's sports? Then we just put a question mark and then we leave it like that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Custer, we've got a few minutes here. I know you've got to run. You're a busy schedule. I mean, I've seen you doing interviews in London and all sorts of amazing things.
Yeah.
Do you watch athletics at the moment? Like, so when World Champs on, I know 2022 you ran 5,000 at that. And that was, I think there was a lot of people who had heavy hearts, but also they were joyous to see you there.
Yeah, of course. No, I do watch athletics, but I watch it occasionally.
Yeah.
If I feel like I want to watch athletics, I do. But I do watch, sometimes I watch 800 meters, especially 800-meter women. I want to see what they can do. You understand? Can they do it better than me? Can they do, which is they're doing good. They're doing great, man. They're running good. But yeah, I watch, marathons, sprints. It's interesting. Remember, athletics is in my blood, you understand? So I'm not going to be, distancing myself from watching people perform because of one man. No. I'm always be part of athletics. I'm a coach now, I coach.
Yeah.
We run in development. So, of course, I'll always be there.
I've no doubt that you your story is long from over. Speaking of the marathons, and just before we wrap up, these guys who are breaking marathon records, like 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Is it really the shoes, Custer?
I don't think it's a shoe, because if it was a shoe, everyone could have broken all these records because of all people run in their shoes.
Sure.
It's about determination, man. It's about hard work. It's about you being crazy enough to do things that other people cannot do. So shoes, of course, they play a role in terms of assisting you, making it less on the ground and all those things. But if you're not fast, you're not fast.
But 2 hours, under 2, or whatever it is.
This is a new generation. Look, generation by generation, how these people have been breaking records.
Sure.
From my generation to another generation. You understand? That's how innovation is about. You understand? But we as athletes, remember also even programs, how we recover, conditioning, training programs, how we juggle it out. It's different. It differs from the 90s, to the 2000s, the 21st century. That's where things are happening, because it's all about innovation. Like I said, if you go, like for me, I'm a Nike athlete.
Yeah.
When I walk inside the kitchen where they, create all these things, it's crazy how these things, are being done. You understand? But I cannot say it's a shoe.
Sure.
No, it's not a shoe.
So it's the athlete.
It's the athletes. Remember, like I said, the ones who can maintain the pace the longest is the craziest one to cross the line. You understand? Simple. if you see how Elliot, you see how those guys, Sifan, how they run, they maintain the pace.
Yeah.
It's about training. It's not about the shoes. Even if we take out those shoes and put them in the normal shoe that, we ran, a few years ago, they will still go close to those times. It's just all about how programs have, transformed, how programs have been changed.
Yeah.
The same as me from Maria to Casta. You understand? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In the book also, you don't want to miss it. There's actually a part where you get your first spikes. That was amazing. Lovely.
Yes.
Last one. What's next for Caster Semenya, and what does the future hold? What does this next chapter, what do you want to achieve in this next chapter?
For me, I think it's all about my legacy. It's about building legacy programs. As much as we mentioned that we have Caster Semenya Foundation, there's Masai under it. And of course, we have developmental programs that we are running. So that's the main goal: developing young, upcoming, athletes, especially young women. It's all about us empowering women so they can do better, sharing skills, sharing the knowledge with them, and making sure that they can be the best that they can be. Because if I'm going to say the next caster, it's wrong. Because they will never be any caster.
Yeah.
You understand? They will never be any Maria Motolas. You understand? They will never be any Marion Jones. So if you're going to say there will be any other UCN, but what we can see is that there will be people who are inspired by our stories so they can be the best that they can be. That's why we run this program. We make sure that we give them necessary things that they need, equipment. It can be meals, shoes, training attires, programs, running programs, scholars, into schools, make sure they have residential programs, all those things. And then most important thing is that we teach them how to love themselves. I think that's the most important thing that I always emphasize. So that's me in the future. I'll say maybe governance. I don't know.
It's in the book. It's a fascinating read. Get your hands on it. It's 31 October. It's out globally. Yeah. And of course, the Jonathan Ball publishers have done a phenomenal job here marketing in South Africa and making it available to everyone. Caster, thank you very much. And I'm sure the fight goes on human rights level, on a day-to-day level, for your whatever it is. You're a fighter.
I'm a freedom fighter. That's what I can say for now.
Well, keep up the great work. Thank you for sharing this story, which people need to know. They need to know about it. Caster Semenya, thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Please stay safe. And yeah, man, this is great work.
Thanks. Appreciate you.